Well, all right. Well, welcome, Foothiller family. This is the Tips for Success workshop for Grossmont High School. On this was presented live on November 2nd, 2020, and this is a web recorded version that we wanted to provide for families to ensure that our entire Foothiller community had access to the resources in the presentation. My name is Tony Rolak. I'm a counseling intern at Grossmont High School for this year, 2020 and 2021. And this presentation was put together by the entire counseling team here at Grossmont. And it was put together in hopes of providing resources for families to navigate the current situation we're in and to ensure that we are providing every opportunity we can for students to be successful during this trying time and going forward into the future. Some of the things we'll talk about today are Infinite Campus. We'll provide learning tips. We have a schedule organizer that we'll go over. And we also will provide a link to, who can help link that will directly demonstrate who to help for specific questions that you may have. And with that being said, we'll get right into it. Okay. So the first thing we'll talk about is Infinite Campus. Students and parents both have their own campus account, campus portal accounts. If you do, the link will be here. And again, the link will be provided in the presentation will be provided for you so that you can click these links yourself. You see we have instructions as well in English, Spanish, and Arabic, if need be. And we have information as well on how to get your username and password. And right now we're going to demonstrate just really quick how to use the campus portal. Okay, your link will be right here. It would pop up and you would click whether you're a student. Your student should have their credentials and they're able to log in, as well as if you're a parent or guardian, you can click here and you can log on the same way. I've already logged into a sort of, a demo account. And parents and guardians, this is what you will see when you log into Infinite Campus. Okay, it's very nice little clean setup, but I want to just point out a couple quick tools that you can use. I would highly recommend that you focus on a couple of these. If you get into the grade book and other things, it can be a little bit daunting, but it is there. I want to focus on a couple really quick tools that can help you communicate with your students about what may be going on in classes. The first would be the Today tab, okay? And on that tab, okay, you can see everything here. You have your student's name, ID number, you have the group, the blended learning group as well. Again, we're currently at level 2 and we're doing a blended learning system. If you have taken the option of blended learning, your student's group will show up here. And that may be A, B, C, or D, and that will indicate the day on which they will come to school in person. A starts on Tuesday, D is on Friday, A, B, C, D. Except for certain holidays and situations, there may be situations where your student is expected to show up on a Monday potentially. And that information will be communicated to you. But generally, it goes A through D, Tuesday through Friday. If you are in distance learning, it will say distance learning here instead of group D. Okay. So again, you have the name, student ID, learning group here. And as a parent, you can easily see what assignments are due today, what are due the next day. Okay. And so that gives you an opportunity to communicate with your student about what may be coming up. You may not have, maybe you don't know that a certain assignment is coming up and that maybe your student might need a little reminder. And this gives you that chance to ask, hey, what's this, maybe it says quiz 1 or, math quiz, something like that. You can ask, hey, did you study for that math quiz? And you can help sort of remind students and have and communicate about what is coming up for them. Okay. The other most useful by parents we get information from parents and they said that these two are the most useful. You have the Today tab. The other most useful is Documents. Okay, and your this will show your transcript, as your student's transcript, as well as any progress grades that may be coming out. Now, we're going to open up the transcript here just to show really quick. Okay. So this would be an example of a transcript for a freshman student. Okay. We are currently in we're currently in a quarter system, but we're still splitting by semesters. So what does that mean? That means fall would be semester 1, spring would be semester 2. In semester 1, you have quarter 1 and quarter 2. And then in semester 2, you have quarter 3 and quarter 4. Why is that important? Quarter 1 grades are already finalized. Okay, so the 3 classes that your student took in quarter 1 are finalized. Those grades are done. And if you, for example, a freshman, you would see on your transcript 3 grades completed. Okay, if once we get to the end of quarter 2, which is what we're in now, you'd see all 6. You'd see all the classes there. Most students are taking three classes about a quarter. Okay, why is this important? If your student in quarter 1 received, we'll start with an F. If your student received an F in quarter 1, okay, that grade we will need to find a way to remedy that grade, because that grade is in, and if it came up as an F, that student will need to repeat, or will need to remedy that F for graduation requirements. Okay. And that may be summer school, or that may be, if you want to, you would need to discuss with your counselor. And we'll talk about how to figure out who your counselor is if you're unsure. You would want to reach out to your counselor to find ways that we can remedy that particular grade. Okay. If your student received a D in a class, okay, that they will still receive credit for that class with the D. However, we highly recommend that they also look into remedying that grade, or that D, for what we call A through G requirements. A through G requirements are the requirements for colleges, or for California colleges, UCs and CSUs, for college admissions. In whether a student is looking to go to a 4-year institution, to community college, to trade school, to work programs, working straight out of high school, whatever your student may be looking to do, we still highly recommend that they make sure they are A through G eligible, so that they have the opportunity, or they have more opportunities to make the choice come their senior year about what they can do. So we don't want a D in freshman year to keep someone who may be freshman, sophomore, junior, even senior year. We don't want that grade to limit the opportunities for your student. Okay, as far as if the student decides to go to college, a 4-year university, we want all opportunities to be open. Okay, I said a lot there, but we will continue to move. So that's Infinite Campus. So we'll go back to the parent portal. In this as well, you'll see progress grades. Progress grades will come out in the middle of a quarter. So we're in quarter 2. You should receive progress. You should be able to see progress grades in the next about a week or 2. Okay. Those will be coming out soon. Those progress grades are to let you know where the student is right now. And progress grades are not finalized, right? The grade is not final until the end of the quarter, right? So quarter 2, we're still working on that. So what we can look at here is assignments. So let's say there's a lot going on here, but let's say, scroll to the top. okay? You can see on assignments where your student is. So you can see Wednesday, 8/12, this journal one was due. They got a 90% on that, okay? You can see the sniper in English. You can see what grade they got, what grade they received in that, 70% on that particular essay or assignment, whatever that might have been, okay? This can get a little overwhelming, but you do have a full list here of assignments that have been completed or have not been completed. You can also see grades. So if you go to grades, so you see that let's take a look at this. So let's say you see a grade here, you might see a B. You wonder, okay, why did we're in progress. So, okay, why is it a B? You can click on it and you can see this little plus sign here, and you can see all the different assignments that went into that. This, even though it says final grade, it's in progress, right? So we have the final grades for even, which we're in now. We have a B, okay? You hit this plus sign and all the assignments for that particular class, okay, are shown, okay? So you can always take a look at that. And when you're reaching out, this is helpful when you're reaching out to teachers, because then you can say, okay, I see in Infinite Campus that this grade, this activity, or this assignment, they got this grade on, I wonder, you can see what might be missing, right? This is due on October 16th and it's missing. Okay. So you can always inquire to teachers about that, and you can inquire to your student and have the student reach out to the teacher as well, and encourage them to reach out to see what they can do. A lot of teachers are accepting, I cannot speak for teachers' specific policies, but many of the teachers are allowing students to turn in things later in the semester for full credit. So we always want to be in that good communication with teachers. There's always most of the teachers are being more, or will communicate with you. They will respond to your emails, okay? And you can ask the questions. So that is the parent portal, okay, for Infinite Campus. That is, again, Infinite Campus is your way to see grades, to see those different things for your student, for your portal. The next thing we have is this is from the counseling office. The first thing we're gonna look at is a learning tips document that we created, that was sent out before, but it's going to be available here. It's also available on the website. Let that load up real quick. We know that this school year is very different and it's challenging for the vast majority of our families here, and we want to make sure that we're supporting students as much as we can in trying to navigate and adapt to this new environment. The number one thing we're hearing from students, from parents, from guardians is, and to be honest, from all other professionals, all staff on campus, right now it's difficult to stay organized. It's difficult to stay motivated. And so we wanted to provide for students some helpful tips and some helpful ways to stay organized, to stay motivated, and to just try and navigate the situation. So you can click around on this on your own, but you can see we have our schedule organizer, which I'm going to go over in the next slide, or in the next right after this. You have your Gmail account. There's a tutorial on how to use the Gmail calendar. Okay. We're saying, students, like I said before, for Infinite Campus, we want to ask for help. We want to encourage students to ask for the help, right? It can be hard. Even if the help is, I don't know what to do, right? Then we still want them to say that and let us know. And parents, same thing. If you're not sure, let us know, right? Tips to send, we have tips to send a professional email to help students with sending emails to teachers and to staff. You can click here to find your counselor, okay? And I'll go over after this as well, which questions who it is best to contact um, for different questions that you may have. Okay. We also have our Grossmont Resource Center, which I will go over later as well. Um, Tutorials. Many teachers are offering tutorials on their own time. It's very helpful. It's incredibly helpful to attend. Every student that we have talked to that has attended these tutorials has said it was very helpful for them to have that time and to have that somewhat individual attention. And I will click on this here just to show you the tutorial schedule. So let's say you're in English, okay, and let's say you're in Miller's class, okay. You you can see that, let's say Miller is doing a 2 p.m. on Wednesday tutorial. I can't come at that time. I have another class or something like that, or I have other responsibilities. Okay, you have an English tutorial. Many teachers will work with you, um, whether you're in their specific class or not. So if you're in science, let's say you're working with Mr. Youngblood, he has different times there, but you can also see Miss Alvarado. Okay, you can scroll through this and see what you may be needing in these particular subjects, and you have your time, your day, the teacher, and you have the website or the link to where that Zoom might be. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out for you. Okay, we know that motivation is tough. Um, we have to check, one of the hardest things and one of the things we're recommending is you have to be checking often. I know that there's so many things to do and so many things, it gets very busy. We have to check the grades. We have to check everything very often as students and as parents and guardians, to help communicate and work with students to maintain that success. It is hard to stay motivated now. So the one thing we can do is work with each other to achieve that success. If it takes a little reminder, to your student to say, hey, did you get on your Zoom today? Hey, your Zoom's at 9 o'clock. That little nudge might, is going to help them. Oh yeah, I need to get on that Zoom, right? It's not easy. It's not easy at all, but we want to keep building on that. Okay. And last thing on this page I'll say is avoid distractions. We all have our phones. Even when I'm recording this, I put my phone in the other room. I have my phone out in the living room while I'm recording on this. Right, keep it away, keep the distractions away, and we recommend that students do the same. Students do the same thing. If you have an assignment or you have to study, put your phone in the other room. Take away, you know, take away any extra things in your area, and then do the work. And maybe you do study for 30 minutes and take a 5-minute phone break. Then you come back and repeat again. Because it's also important to take those breaks. We don't want to be on the computer, straight for 8 hours, but we want to make sure that the work is getting done. Again, studies do show that multitasking is ineffective. Um, we love to do it. We love to feel like we're getting a lot done, but at the end of the day, we're not actually getting meaningful work done while we're consistently multitasking. So my number one tip is put the phone put the phone in the other room. I know it can be hard to do, but as much as we can separate from those distractions, the better success we're going to have. Okay. And here as well, we're going to talk about the schedule organizer. So if you take nothing else away from today, please take a look at this and consider using this as a tool to help you stay organized. Right now we are in quarter 2, which means students are in their even period classes. In quarter 1, they would have had period 3 or 1, 3, 5, maybe 7, depending on their schedule. We're in quarter 2, so we are currently focused on classes that are listed in period 2, 4, or 6. Okay, this organizer, okay, you can download it. Okay, you have you can go, it has a link to Infinite Campus, it has a school website, you have your Gmail to go right to. You have, and we encourage you to fill it out. Type in your class, right? You can fill in your class, you can fill in your teacher, okay? You can print this out and write on it, or you can have access to utilize it digitally. This is a big one. Where are assignments posted? We understand that it's frustrating to have multiple platforms, that it can be frustrating and confusing and disorienting to have multiple platforms. Okay. Teachers can choose what platform they want to use to deliver their instruction. Okay. Students will need to utilize Schoology and Google Classroom. Some math classes also use Delta Math. Okay. The main two, though, are going to be your Schoology or Google Classroom. The links are here for students. And your teachers will send you the information on how you log into their particular class. They may be sent a link for Google Classroom or a code for Google Classroom so that you can enter that particular class. Okay. Again, if you're confused and you're not sure what they're using at this point, or you haven't seen that email, anything that might happen, contact the teacher for the class. Okay. So again, you can put your class here, your teacher. Okay. Where's the assignment? Is it, all right, assignments will be in Schoology. You put Schoology in here, right? Who do I contact for help? How do I contact for help? This is where you'd put the teacher's email address, right? So you can just look at this page and say, I'm supposed to go on Schoology. I'm supposed to go on Schoology, Miss Miller. And all right, and this is their email. Awesome. And then if they have a Zoom meeting or time, right, you'd put that in. So let's say the Zoom's at Monday at 10 a.m. or Tuesday at 10 a.m. Perfect. You can put that in there. Maybe they're doing tutorials. You can also put the tutorials in here. Okay. Again, for class specific questions, start by contacting the teacher. Okay. They will almost always be able to answer your questions about the class. Okay. This also has the tutorial schedules that we went over here. Okay. This is a staff contact at a glance. Okay. I want to point your attention to the counselors. Okay. Students are separated by last name. Okay. So if you have a last name, for example, Alexander, Miss Aguila will be your counselor, and this is her contact information. Okay, so you look at your last name, see who your counselor is, and then you can contact them via email here. Okay, academic advisors are split by grades. Okay, and their names and emails are here. These are also the vice principals. Tech support is up here. The librarian, our Grossmont Resource Center. Okay. And if you're not sure at all by the end of this, and I'll show you in just a second, you're not sure at all who to contact, you can contact the main line Monday through Friday, 7 to 3. Okay. Here we have our again, if you're feeling stuck, you're like, here's who I go to for help. Keep this handy, keep this on your desk, right? Keep it, bookmark it. Okay. Save it, right? If I need help with information about assignments, who do I email? Teacher. Right? And you'll go to the directory and you can contact them. Okay. Attendance. You can log into Infinite Campus to view view attendance and GPA and those things. Am I on track to graduate? Okay. You're going to email your counselor, right? Same thing. And this contact information is right back up here again. Okay. I have social emotional, right now, this is a big piece, right? We're not getting as much social contact at school. We can be sometimes very isolated, right? If there's something that's you think is in your way to being a successful student, your counselors can help. Your counselors can find you resources or just have a chat. They might be able, you may come in, say hello, talk for a little bit, and you're like, oh, okay, cool. With that, you might find an answer or find some of that motivation. Maybe they can point you in the right direction for any other help you may need. Okay. Same thing for college prep. You can go to your counselors. If you're looking for specifically for like mental health support services. Peer listening is a good one. Peer listening is a program where um, students, it's basically for students helping students. And let's say maybe you're having a social emotional, something come up that's social emotional, maybe not as big of a thing. Maybe you don't want to necessarily talk to a counselor about it, but maybe you think one of your older peers might be able to help with that. This is a program where the students are trained to help support students. Basically, students help being to support other students. Okay, and that would be through the GRC. Again, tech support, contact technology services, tutoring. Again, the tutorial schedules here, Chromebook. Contact the librarian. They can help you get sorted out with either a new one or repair or anything like that. And again, if it's not listed or you're unsure, call the school's main line right here, 7 a.m. to 3, Monday through Friday. Okay. And last thing on motivation, kind of organization, right? You really want to think about what you're doing and how this situation is very different, but we want to bring as much normalcy to it as we can. So we really are recommending to students, and this is from other students, this is from teachers, this is from counselors, that the number one recommendation is to treat your day like a normal school day. Wake up, get dressed, brush your teeth, the whole, go through find a morning routine, get, get breakfast or what you can. Get yourself ready in the morning as if you were coming to school. Okay. Spend time on school as you normally would. That says 6 8 hours. That doesn't mean you have to be on your computers on Zoom for 6 to 8 hours. That just means, that's how long you're, generally in school. So we really want to think about, well, if I was normally in school for working for about 6 hours, right? Plus homework, and now I'm at home, like, do I really think I'm doing the same amount? Probably not. And it's hard to do the same amount, right? But we want to remember that that's the amount of time that we were, engaged in school and learning. Now that's kind of been taken away. So we want to try as best we can to be putting in that much work, Maybe it's not a full 6 to 8 hours, maybe also consider, during the school day that you're doing a lot of socializing at school, contacting your friends during the day, right? Maybe a couple of minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, contacting some friends, setting something up like that. That's also part of the school experience. And so we don't want to, that's part of, maybe that's 6 hours, maybe 30 minutes or so, you are contacting friends or you're working with friends on an assignment, right? Try to spend your school day, or try to spend that time on schoolwork and that socializing that you are that is lost a little bit once we're not on campus specifically. Definitely make time for breaks. Again, you're not going to be on the computer for, you're not going to be on the computer for the full 6 to 8 hours. Make time for breaks, snacks, run around, chat with your friends again. And then make sure that, sorry there. And make sure that you check, again, I will scream to the rooftops, you must check your email regularly, all the time. For better or for worse, right now, the majority of contact that you will have with your teachers and folks in school is going to be on email. Important information is going to be on there. If a teacher is having a Zoom, when their class times are, if there's something with an assignment that you haven't turned in, teachers may be reminding you, hey, I didn't see you turn in this assignment. They might be asking you that. And that's your chance to say, oh, maybe I did do that, or maybe I forgot to turn it in, right? You will never know what the teacher's saying unless you're checking your email. And that goes the other way, right? You can utilize that email to talk to your teachers and figure out things. They want to work with you and they want to help you and support you. Okay. Your best chance for success is to contact them and be in communication with them about any questions you have. Okay. Okay. And then back to who can help again. Page 2 of the organizer, again, that was what we went over. I'll just click it again real quick. That's what this is the organizer we're talking about. Again, who can help? Take a look at this on the organizer. All right. Our website, foothillers.com, also has plenty of information. You can find different Chromebook startup guide, the bell schedule, again, more distance learning tips. Okay, you can find that information here as well as the rest of the website as well. Okay, we have our virtual GRC. Okay, let that load up. So this is a Grossmont Resource Center. Okay, there's lots of things here. This whole area is providing for like stress relief. There's calming music. There's there's Play-Doh and things. All this stuff is clickable, right? So you can click on something down here and it will open up a link to a video, maybe a breathing exercise or something of that nature, right? Oh, don't want to play that yet. Don't want to play that here. But here you can also find information about work permits. You can, if you want to talk to a peer listener, like we talked about, a counselor or one of our therapists as well, you can click here. Community resources, scholarships, right? You can also look at clubs. Not obviously right now we're not on campus, so clubs aren't as active. But we're talking about students getting involved and trying to find connection. A lot of the clubs are still operating and they're utilizing Zoom to have their meetings. So this is a really good place to try and check out, to meet other students that maybe have similar interests to you and to know what clubs are happening now and which ones, when we hopefully come back to campus, what clubs are actually happening and going on. So again, that's the Grossmont Resource Center. And then again, we are on Instagram at GHS_Foothiller_guidance. And we do post updates, tips, and other information there as well. If you are on Instagram, that's a really quick way to see some of the updates that we have. Okay. So during the live portion, this was where we had questions. If you do have any questions, okay, again, refer back to that. If you do have questions, refer back to the schedule organizer. I'll keep pointing to this. If you have questions, do head back to this and take a look what your question might be, what kind of information you're looking for, and then you can find the contact person here, or you can look here as well for the staff contact at a glance, and you can find that information for any questions. And other than that, I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for hanging out. We are here to support you. We are here to support all of our families. I will leave you with, there is no secret to success. It is a result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. And that's from Colin Powell. And that's to say that, right, we might be talking about success. There's no secret to there may not be a secret to success, but there's also we don't have a guidebook for how to navigate the situation that we're in right now. There's a lot of new things, a lot of new stress, potentially a lot of new like anxiety or things that we don't know, right? Our goal is to support our Foothiller community, the families and students, in navigating this and helping and supporting you in being able to still maintain that success that we know that you're capable of, even despite the situation that we might be in. So again, thank you. Okay, you are doing a good job just by watching this. You are doing a good job. No one knows how to navigate this, but you are doing good work, and we want to make sure you continue to do good work and that you're able to continue to be successful here at Grossmont High School and in life and beyond. So again, thank you. My name is Tony Rolak, and I look forward to supporting all this year. And I hope that you all have a fantastic rest of your day. And remember to contact us with anything that you need. You are also free to fill out this survey if you would like. This survey was for the live session, but you can also reach us at that you can also fill out that survey if you feel you would like to leave feedback about the presentation or anything of that nature. So again, thank you very much. Have a lovely evening and take care. Bye-bye.